Welcome back to the program. The outgoing president of Iraq's Kurdistan government was this week unapologetic for holding the referendum that cost him and his region dearly. Masoud Barzani has stepped down. His and his people's dreams of independence in ruins. On the 25th of September, Kurds came out in droves to vote for autonomy, joyously celebrating the result that they believed would give them a mandate to start negotiating with the government of Iraq and its neighbors. It wasn't to be. Iraq's prime minister declared the vote unconstitutional. Its army advanced and Kurdish forces retreated from territory they had occupied since the fall of Saddam Hussein. This included Kirkuk, with its vast oil reserves, which provided its main source of revenue. I spoke to the outgoing president, who had gambled so much and lost. President Barzani, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Were you surprised when Baghdad sent troops all the way up to the border with Kurdistan, all the way up to Kirkuk? Were you surprised at the reaction of Baghdad?
I would like to make one fact clear. The referendum was an excuse for Baghdad. This was Baghdad's plan even before the referendum. They have prepared themselves a long time ago. I wasn't surprised that the Iraqi forces attacked Kurdistan, but what surprised me a great deal was the people whom America listed them as terrorists attacked us with America's weapons under the eyes of the American officers and officials.
Mr. Barzani, you have been a Kurdish leader for most of your life and most of your political career. You know better than anybody what America, Turkey, Iran, Syria, Baghdad think about Kurdistan and an independent Kurdistan. I guess I'm wondering why you gambled everything at the end, and did you give them an excuse, even though you said they were preparing to use military force?
To be honest, the people of Kurdistan cannot wait forever until this and that country agree. This is our natural right. We participated our right in a democratic and peaceful way. We didn't say we will declare independence the day after. We said, allow the people of Kurdistan express their views. We will conduct negotiations. No matter how much time it will take, we will create better relations with Baghdad through understanding and far from violence. I don't know how the human rights and democracy and freedom, what happened to these principles that they talk about day and night. This was our natural right. We are practicing our right. Let them do whatever they want to do against us.
You know, you said we did what was right, but, you know, you've now lost territory, you've lost power and influence, and you've lost the prestige of the Kurdish autonomous region there. Again, was it worth it? Did you expect it to end up like this?
If we would have lost our will, it would have been much bigger than losing some areas temporarily. But if we had to choose between losing our will and losing the hope of our nation, or to bear some losses, we chose not to lose our people's will and honor. We chose to lose other things.
I'm curious as to who advised you, because as you know, the Americans were advising you very strongly and very publicly not to hold this referendum and not to declare independence.
This is right. We said that it's not the time for the referendum. They said to postpone it for 2 to 3 years. And then, if you do that, we will respect the result of the referendum. So we said, instead of saying respect, write support, and we will postpone it. But they didn't say support, and they didn't promise us support. For this reason, we were not convinced, and we thought that delaying it would do more harm.
So what is next for the Kurdish people and for Kurdistan itself?
Now the KRG has asked to negotiate with Baghdad, and the file is with them now. War and violence was not our choice at any time, unless it was forced upon us.
I'm sure you've been looking at Spain and you've seen the result of Spain's referendum, the Catalonia referendum. and you've seen what's happened to the leadership there. He's had to escape because he's been accused of rebellion, Mr. Puigdemont. The world is not in the mood for more independence referendums. What do you think of that?
This became clear that the suppressed nations have to depend on themselves. And the claims about human rights, the rights of nations, freedom and democracy, they are all baseless.
Mr. Barzani, you look very sad, you look very tired, and you look quite fed up. Am I right?
No, unfortunately, this is not true. I'm very normal, I'm very calm, but for sure I was disappointed. We thought that after the Peshmerga fought bravely and diminished ISIS, the people of Kurdistan demolished the myth of ISIS. We thought that the people who were verbally telling us they were our friends and would support us, that they would have supported us, or if not, stay silent. But it was clear that we were alone with our mountains. But unfortunately, they not just didn't support the Peshmerga, but the Peshmerga is getting martyred with their weapons, and they were looking without doing anything. This is what upsets me, Christian.
And what message do you have for the Prime Minister al-Abadi of Iraq?
My message is, last year we've helped you a lot in Mosul. If it wasn't for the Peshmerga, you wouldn't be able to liberate Mosul. Go back to the logic and wisdom and solve the problems with the KRG through negotiations, because war results in bloodshed and destruction for all the people of Iraq and nothing else.
Well, outgoing President Masoud Barzani, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you very much.